Leadership is a privilege. Leadership is a journey. Leaders lead with integrity. When you call yourself a leader, you recognize that you are responsible for the destiny of others. That's the heart and soul of Herbalife. Distributors connected to their community in such a unique way have immense credibility in that community and allow them to inspire their community to do better. This is about people with heart who care about their community. You look at a fitness club, you look at the nutrition clubs, you look at all the ways that we can bring our products out there, but it's not about the product. It's bigger than the product. I see people who are obese and have nothing to do, and they partner with Herbalife and they start this fitness club, and now there's hundreds of people like them in there, and they come in and they have their shakes, they exercise, they form social networks, they help each other, they get jobs. I was like, wow, when I was Surgeon General, if I could partner with Herbalife, I could have really changed the world. What I saw was hope, and I see that in all the clubs. When you hear people say Herbalife, you want them to think, wow, best company, best people, best products, best opportunity. We are a company with the potential to change the world. So let's go change the world, folks.
Welcome back, guys. Hope you're nice and refreshed after that short break. What an incredible morning we've had. I just want to take this time to thank everybody that's took part in this morning's call, the speakers, the panelists, and everybody on. And we've got an incredible afternoon for you where we're going to hear from our guest speaker all the way from America. We've got a recognition section delivered by a lovely lady in the company, along with some new pins that are moving right now in the business. And right now, I just want to hand you over to a special person for us in the company right now. He is our country director of UK, Iceland, and Ireland. He is doing an incredible job for us right now with such pressure coming on from the growth of the company. We don't know how he handles it so well. We love him to bits for everything that he's doing for us. I just want to hand you over for a special message. Mani Nuosu. Hey there, buddy.
Adam, thank you for the kind introduction, and what a great lineup of speakers before the break. So proud to hear of our members being so excited today than ever before and seeing them progress within the marketing plan. Fantastic achievement, well done to you all. The reality is that today, our products are in high demand. Our products, together with the independent Herbalife Nutrition members, help people lead a healthier lifestyle, fitter than ever before, and being able to earn alongside this are some of the things that people look for today. As a result of this demand, we have seen high growth in March and April. And this brings me to our product supply update for you. So, last Friday, our UK warehouse successfully upgraded their picking line and finalized the installation of a new software, enabling our warehouse to increase the processing of orders from 2,500 per day to now over 4,000 orders per day. We have already started to see a decrease in the backlog, and with delivery times currently at 4 to 5 days, we are confident that very shortly you'll start to see our delivery services resume to normal. As you're aware, we initially had our Venray warehouse supporting us with our initial backlog, and a massive thank you to them for the incredible support. I'm happy to confirm that we've revisited this plan and we'll be aligning both warehouses for the foreseeable future to support the UK orders until further notice, so that our members and your customers can receive orders with limited delay. And with our member services team, we're aware of the increased number of inquiries being raised and submitted, as well as the immense current waiting time being experienced when calling in. Remarkably busy. So what are we doing about this? We have increased the staffing level of our member services team, and we'll be optimizing how service is delivered in order to support the market demands and expectations. From next week, we'll be adjusting the member services opening hours and closing the phone lines every Wednesday so that the entire member services team are dedicated in resolving all pending inquiries as well as all raised online support inquiries urgently and swiftly. In addition to this, for all win-back reinstatements, we will provide a unique callback service to further support this initiative and avoid any reinstatement delays. Please do continue to use the online support tool to submit inquiries, as the team will remain handling these both in and out of frontline operational hours. I hope this update helps, and as always, we will continue monitoring and exhausting all options to provide an exceptional level of service to all our members. I hope to see you all next week for our biggest quarterly event, the Spring Spectacular. Keep an eye out for the QR code, which will be shown at the end of the BBS, for you to simply take a picture, register, and join straight away. It's literally going to be spectacular. So without taking up any more time, as we have our phenomenal guest speaker, Garrain Jones, who will share his amazing energy, passion, and story coming up, I would like to wish you all a great Sunday and wholeheartedly thank you all, sincerely, for everything you're doing. Adam, back to you.
Wow, thank you, Manny. You know, I know we're in safe hands. Every time I hear you speak, you know, I know it fills me with confidence that this business is the best business on the planet, and we have no better person, you know, leading the country for us in the corporate side of things. It is absolutely insane. So thank you. And next up, guys, we have recognition, and we're going to show you the high levels of the market plan. So if you have anybody in your team, make sure they're on this call now for the recognition, to see their names on the screen and see what's going on in the country right now, and to hear the testimonials from the people that are moving and shaking. You want to write some great notes. So please, let me hand you over to the incredible ladies to take this section. Global Expansion Team member, Karen Hobday.
Hi everybody, and thank you Adam for that. I'm really excited to be on the call today, and I just want to share a little bit of my story. I'm somebody that joined the company a fair time ago. You're going to hear some exciting news stories today, but I joined Herbalife Nutrition 17 years ago, where my circumstances were different. At that time, I was primary school teaching. I had two young children, aged 6 and 8 at the time, Jordan and Megan, and I had my teaching hours cut. So I actually came to the company looking for money, because my head teacher has said to me one summer, in September, Karen, you'll have 1 day part-time, not 3. And I said, that is just not going to work for my family finances. So I'm going to have to look for something else. Luckily, through a new neighbour, I found another teaching job for 2 days a week. But I still had a gap of 1 day a week, and that equated to about £500 that I was used to spending. I kind of started a new job in September, and I was looking online for an opportunity, and Herbalife Nutrition came 3 times in a 6-month period. I was a little bit slow, but I was very, very interested, and I was very, very interested in the section I'm talking about today, the marketing plan, because I was interested in the money. So you'll see my result here. You don't make money unless you get an incredible result. And when the products first came in my home, in my kitchen, because I was brave enough finally after 6 months to send off for a business pack, I looked at these products on my kitchen side and I thought, oh my goodness, you've got to be joking, this stuff will never work. And I was a bit disappointed, because I've been looking at this business on and off for 6 months, 3 times, and I thought, I was finally going to do something about it. And when the bag arrived in my house, I thought, oh, maybe it isn't for me after all. So after a couple of days, I was brave enough to try the product, because it did have a 30-day money-back guarantee at that time. It does have a 90-day money-back guarantee now, and our member packs it's even more fantastic. And I looked at this product, and I looked at my stomach, and I thought, if this works, I'll keep you. And if it doesn't, you're going back. Well, you can see from the picture, I've got 3 dress sizes. I felt amazing. It was unbelievable. Obviously, the 3 dress sizes didn't drop off in the first week. That was a 3-month result. But that was after 6 years of being stuck after having my daughter. I was blown away. And what took my breath away more was the energy that went right up in the first week. I was falling asleep on the sofa at 8 o'clock marking school books and having to set my alarm early to finish marking them off before going into school. And that was really, really hard. So right in the first week, I'd get the books marked. I could go to bed at 10 like a normal human being. And it really made a radical change to how I looked and how I felt. So I have taken these products now for the last 17 years, every single day, and I will take them forevermore. So it's definitely Herbalife for me. Herbalife as an income, I was very, very shy. I didn't really know what to do. I wasn't a business lady. I was just a primary school teacher. They kind of say that, if you're a primary school teacher, you kind of know a little bit about a lot of things, maybe not a lot about one thing. I've never been business trained, but I was looking to make that £500 and I was serious and ready to learn. So I read the material that came in the pack. I spoke to my father, who'd retired at 55. He was a financial director and accountant in his heyday. And he looked at the plan and I looked at the plan. He said, Karen, it's a no-brainer. Give it a go for a year and see what happens. I'm a patient person. Teachers are very patient. I thought, well, if it takes me a year to learn how to make £500 in a flexible way, working from home around my 2 young children, I'm in. And then what blew me away in the first month, I decided to have a launch party just for the help of my sponsor. I could hardly introduce them because I was so shy and frightened, really. I didn't know. I'd invited all my friends. I genuinely was a very, very shy person. So I just about muttered an introduction. They told their story. We drank a shake and said cheers to my new business, and the rest is history. The follow-up from that party, I made the £500 I was looking for in my very first month of business, and that totally blew me away because I thought it might take me a year to learn how to do that. But for me at the time, was quite a lot of money in 1 month extra, just in very small hours. So I continued to do that, and then in the 6th month, I was making £1,000 a month part-time, which is double what I came in for, so I was super doubly happy. And then I cruised for about 6 years. And after 6 years, I got ambitious. I saw friends in the business. I was attending meetings, offline meetings, and I thought, oh, she's having that success doing that. Maybe I could become more. Maybe I could be more. Maybe I've been around a bit long time now. Maybe I could put the foot down. I already had a team. I grew a bigger team. I understood the marketing plan. I'd got to supervisor very quickly. I duplicated. I had done from the start anyway, but I just ramped that up and I moved my business forward to what's my position now, the global expansion team. And with that income, I was able to step away from teaching altogether to make more decisions in my life, have more control, be around my family as they grow up in a flexible manner. So half the time part-time teaching, part-time Herbalife, and half the time doing what I want, when I want, being my own boss, and just leading a fantastic lifestyle. And I've just done so many amazing things. I've never dreamt of being stuck in a classroom and having that awful Sunday morning feeling before going back to work the next week. I don't know if anyone can relate to that, but that was my life at the time. I don't feel like that anymore. Every day I wake up excited. Every day I wonder who I'm going to help today. And I love helping other people achieve their own income success and their own wellness results. It really just gives me a massive buzz every day. So I've got a big smile on my face. I'm a happy, smiley person, and I never used to smile before joining this company. It's very hard to find pictures of a smiley Karen pre-17 years ago. I don't know what has happened to me in life. So that's what happened for me. It's been travel success. I met the love of my life. I've learned to sail, things that just a normal person like me wouldn't perhaps even dream of doing. So I'm really, really glad I've stuck around. I'm definitely sticking around. The future is bright. And at the minute, my business is up 20% in the last couple of months since lockdown. So I'm super excited and I can't wait to help more people achieve greater success with this incredible vehicle called Herbalife Nutrition. So if you are looking at this for the first time today, I highly encourage you to get that member pack open, get those products in your tummy, speak to the person that's offered you this opportunity, and do your homework, because you are going to have a fantastic career ahead of you. Now, our marketing plan is a career plan. you might look at the pins on this slide. We call them pins. So mine is the red one there, the global expansion team level. My partner, who I met through the business, is at the green one, the millionaire team level. I like the sound of that one. That's what been a major goal for me, one of my next stepping stones. But I see them as little stepping stones. They look like stones, don't they? Just going across the river like that. You can start at supervisor. I wanted to get to supervisor real quick, did that pretty much straight away in my first month, because I knew I didn't have much time. I didn't want to work doubly hard and stay at 25%. We didn't have the middle levels of 35 and 42 back then. I wanted to get straight as soon as I could to the 50%, so I could do the same work and get double the profit, because I didn't have a lot of time, so it just seemed smart business sense to me. And then what I learned to do, slowly at first and ramped it up over time, is just collect more supervisors in my organisation. So personally introduce people and teach them to do what I've done, and encourage them to go on and find other people that they could duplicate their success and become supervisors too. Because that supervisor is the key to the royalties. You're going to earn wholesales along the way. You don't need to learn everything right now. It's all in your member pack. It's all online, and you can plug in with your sponsor and learn how you're going to get to that next level. But it's basically, the more supervisors you have, the more volume you're going to have in your organisation that will count these bigger royalty checks. Now, before Herbalife, royalty checks for me was like, well, you had to write a book. I'm not really smart enough to got the time to do that. Or you had to be really, 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 really amazing and write a pop song or sing a song. And you don't want to hear me or Steve singing, I promise you. So with Herbalife, we can earn royalties. It's absolutely fantastic. And we're just everyday people. So earning royalties is the name of the game. But all you need to know is it's a career plan. You've got a progression. You can step across those stones across the river and reach the next step. And there's nobody keeping you down. We're saying, come on to the next stone, or come up, even overtake me if you like. It's your business. There's nobody keeping you down. There's nobody saying you can't have the next promotion. There's nobody saying we'll run out of money. The company's just going to invent new pins. And our incredible guest speaker we're going to hear from later on today is going to just blow your mind. He's just incredible, and he's kind of gone right across these stones. And the company have created an extended marketing plan for people like him. So you want to stay on and hear his story very shortly. So without further ado, we've had a lot of recognition and a lot of success in the UK in the last few months. It's just been outstanding. Why? Because people are looking to work from home. They're looking for extra income. Circumstances have changed, and they're interested in health and wellness. They want to be well. They want to feel great. They want to have energy. They don't want to be stuck and feeling tired. And so we're in a perfect position to help all of these people. And all our Herbalife members around the world and in Team UK have been doing an amazing job. I believe UK business is up about 23%. It's just outstanding what's been going on. So please do jump in and get a slice of this and build the foundations for your business going forward. It's not too late. You're going to hear from a young lady on my panel later. It's just going to blow your mind with what's happening in her house. So we're going to have some amazing recognition now for people in the UK who have changed their pin, who've jumped across the pond, maybe a step, maybe a couple of steps. And if you see your name up there, if you're on the call, congratulations to you. We are cheering you on. And if you are just new on the call, let it inspire you to see, in your company or your business, if you're employed or were employed, how many promotions have there been in the last 12 months? Well, this is our new monthly recognition. It's just amazing the number of names you're going to see. So congratulations, everybody. Babies cry for it, soldiers die for it. Recognition, it's my favorite thing in the company, and the company will reward you well if you go to work and understand this plan. Wow, absolutely fantastic. What an incredible amount of names that have just rolled past here, and just really fantastic. Hats off to everybody whose names are on the screen. You're all doing an amazing job, and let's all move on and grow our businesses further and help more people and take our business to the next level. Well done, everybody. Absolutely brilliant job. Fantastic. Now, I've got a special treat for you all. I've got two special people that are going to help me out, and they're both very young. I was in my 30s when I joined. I'm now in my 50s, having the time of my life. I've got two people in their 20s, a young gentleman and a young lady. So I want you to help me listen to their stories, take some inspiration, take a few notes. I always take notes at meetings, and I borrow those stories, and then I take them and I share them with people that I know. So I encourage you to do the same. If you've not already been doing that on the call today, jot down these stories, because I tell you what, these guys are on flames. Now, this first young gentleman I met back in the winter time, just last year in Portsmouth. We were both promoting an offline version of this type of meeting. It was a bit shorter. It was offline in the Portsmouth Guildhall, and we were both promoting the meeting, got to know each other really, really well. And I could see then that this guy is one to watch. He's got the spark in the eye, that he listened and he was working, and I could see that he was a serious student. So I was so blown away to hear the news that he's qualified for what we call baby president team. It's the active world team level in the business. It bridges that stepping stone gap between the world team level, where you could reach there just helping customers. You can get there helping a team as well if you're smart, but you have to have a team to get to active world team. So you're becoming a young leader. You're growing your business, and it's a stepping stone to MyPin, the global expansion team, which is the first real leadership position on our marketing plan. So, Billy, I know when I was active world team, it was just a short hop and a step, really, a short hop and a step to get to the next level. And I'm sure it will be for you too, because I know you and your team have got great momentum right now. I'm not going to steal from your story. I'm going to pass you over to the most incredible gentleman, active world team member, new active world team member, Billy Davis.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Karen. So my name is Billy. I'm 23 and I've been involved with Herbalife now for just short of 2 years. I just want to actually say a massive thank you to the BBS committee for asking me to come on and share my story today. So 2 years ago, I had just graduated from university and I found myself working in a gym and in football. That was kind of always my hobbies and passions. But I remember just working, thinking, I don't really enjoy work. I didn't see myself doing it for the rest of my life. So I was actually looking for an opportunity. And just how the world has its ways, I was introduced to Herbalife Nutrition by my sponsor, Jack, who I will be forever grateful for. And I was a little bit skeptical at first, but I was open-minded to learn about the company, the products, and how the thing worked. And a couple of long stories short, I got myself onto the products. I got a great result. It was leaner, stronger, faster than I'd ever been before. And I really saw the potential with what was possible. So I got to work, started to help a few friends and family just to start with, and then started to go from there really. And then last month in April, qualified active world team, really exciting level for me to reach in the marketing plan. And I'm super excited now about my future, my family's future, and inspiring other people to go and live, a more meaningful life as well. So I'm really excited for the team that we've got coming through. They're fantastic, and I can't wait to see them qualify active world team and the bigger pins as well. So yeah, really thankful for the journey so far, and super excited for what's to come in the future. So yeah, thank you very much, and back to you, Karen.
Wow, Billy, you inspire me every time I hear you. You're absolutely amazing. Congratulations to you and your team. We are cheering you on, as you know, to your next level. Congratulations, and thank you very much for taking the time today to join us and share your story. Now, okay, so we've heard from a young gentleman. Are you ready? She's beautiful, she's young, she's gorgeous, even younger than Billy. You're going to be blown away by this young lady. Grab your pen, jot down her story. Over to you, new active world team member, Elise Suggle.
Thank you for the introduction, Karen. My name's Elise and I'm 20 years old and I'm a new Active World team member in Herbalife. I've been involved in the business now for 8 months, and I first got involved when Geordie Robbins invited me down to a nutrition club which had just opened at the time with his sponsors, Lee and Rocky Spiller, who are also my upline. At the time, I was working in retail and I was a student as well, and I feel like I only went to university because I didn't really know what else I wanted to do in life. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that as well. But I've always been a girl who's really ambitious and always known that I could offer more and get more out of life. But I didn't really know how I could get that until Herbalife came into my life. When Geordie first invited me down to the health hub, I said to my mum, I think I've been offered a job selling some shakes. And like many parents would say, they were saying that they weren't sure, but they was really open-minded about it and they just let me get on with it. And I signed up pretty much that day. And for the next month, I went down to the hub and I soaked everything up like a sponge. I learned all the facts and the product knowledge. I turned senior consultant without even realising. I was offering people my discount, just knew that I absolutely loved what I was doing and it was something different and it was so refreshing. I'd never had a passion and I found it really difficult considering I was living with 2 sisters who had a massive passion for dancing. And I actually tried to get them involved, but they were really, really sceptical. And my older sister didn't want to get involved, but she's recently just turned Active World team within 5 months of the business, and she's so glad that she actually listened to me and got involved, and she's smashing it. And my younger sister Daisy, she's going for World team, so I'm really, really proud of them, and I'm so happy that we can all work together. In February, I went to my first event, which was Kickoff, and I come back absolutely overwhelmed and inspired, and I completely fell in love with the company and everything about it, and I knew at that point that I was in for life. I love all the people that I've met, and I love being surrounded by a positive environment, and I feel like that's really, really helped whilst in lockdown, and I feel like I finally found that passion and that purpose that I was lacking before. So I'm really, really grateful for Herbalife, and I'm so grateful for where I'm at. But I'm even more excited for where me and the team are going. Back to you, Karen. Thank you.
Thank you, Elise. Wow, unbelievable. You've got your whole family involved. And even though they were a little bit sceptical in the first place, it's just amazing what can happen. And, you know, well, your parents must be so proud of you. You're doing an absolutely incredible job affecting people's lives in a positive way in your community. Helping many, many other people to become more healthy and happy. Absolutely inspiring story. Thank you so much for joining us here today and spending the time to share that story with us. Thank you so much. And we're wishing you well towards your next pin. I'm sure you're one to watch. Going to be keeping my eye on you. Congratulations, Elise. Well done. Wow, it's been such a fantastic section. It's been my privilege to take you through in a very simple way the Herbalife career plan, the Herbalife marketing plan, just following those stepping stones, getting to the next level. The stories have been amazing today. I've taken a lot of notes and inspiration. I'm sure you have too. And with that, thank you very much. I'll pass you back to our wonderful, incredible MC of the day, Adam Renshaw. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you so much, Karen. Absolutely excellently delivered that section, and well done to everybody that's moving through the marketing plan, and well done to the testimonials on that section. Now, guys, get your pens and paper ready. Do not leave the screen. We're going to hand you over now to our guest speaker all the way from America. He's a massive inspiration to me and Emma and a lot of people all around the world right now. He's moving so fast, it's incredible. We want to know what he's doing. We want the inspiration, and we also want his energy. I have never seen anybody in Herbalife with as much energy as this guy that's going to deliver this section right now. I watch all his social media stuff, and I'm massively inspired to another level. Guys, this guy is one of the fastest growing members in the company right now. And not only that, his team are popping pins like never before. He's got massive growth in his team. And that's very much down to his leadership, his belief, and everything that he delivers down into his organization that's creating this massive growth. We get the pleasure to hear this guy right now on this call. I'm so excited. Please let me hand you over to the incredible international executive president's team member, 30K, Garrain Jones.
What's going on, everybody? I'm so grateful to be back. Adam, thank you once again for that amazing introduction. So, as promised, I'm going to talk about my story, and my invitation to everyone that hears this is I don't want you to feel sorry for me. What I want you to see is the mindset and everything that happened through me and the lessons that I learned. And I want you to think about areas in your life that you could potentially improve upon or look at something different. So I came into this company 8.5 years ago. I was living in my car. I was around $200,000 in debt. My girlfriend had broken up with me, and my mom was dying in the hospital. And this was all happening at the same time. And I really didn't know what from what. I just had a few things that I was doing in my life where the only thing that brought me joy was to do something that I loved and see other people happy. Like, say, for instance, I would go hiking. I love to hike, and I would post things on MySpace and Facebook. I'm going hiking. Who wants to come with me? But I never charged for anything. And so all of these people would come, and even while I was living in my car, that was the one thing that brought me joy, was being able to help people. And I had a friend named Chris, and I would go over to his house, or either we were at Starbucks every single day, and he said, what do you love and what are you really good at? And I would write this list, and I was good at singing. I was good at motivating people. So he was like, every day I want you to put out a video of something that has to do with motivation. And he was like, every day I want you to focus on helping people, because that's something you're really good at. And you sing. Maybe you can do singing telegrams. So I started doing singing telegrams, like legit. I was in my storage unit or living in my car, and I was doing singing telegrams for money, right? So now, and it was at 3/43/2011, and I have to tell you this story so I can wind you up into how I even got into Herbalife in the first place. So all of that happened, and then I was writing all the things that I was good at and the things that I loved, and I just remember my girlfriend at the time, she was saying, oh, do something in health and fitness. You love to help people. And I'm like, nah, I'm just going to do this music. And that was my deal. I was focused on music so much and being an entertainer that I wouldn't listen to my girlfriend at the time say, do something in health and fitness. You love to help people. No, I'm going to do this music. My mom, do something in health and fitness. You love to help people. And they knew that I wasn't doing well in my life. And so when it came time to meet my now sponsor, Brian Holyfield, he had given me a business card, and I ripped it up. And then maybe a week later, I was at the gas station, and there was the business card underneath my seats in my car. There's a business card underneath my seat, and I was like, I could have sworn I ripped this business card up. And then all of a sudden, I looked at it, I was like, man, I'm not about to call this guy. And then 3 days prior, I was at the gas station again with my last $2, and then this homeless guy asked me for money. I said, you have more money than me. And the homeless guy said, change your mindset, change your life. And in that time, it was as if my whole entire life was a lie. And I kept saying, change your mindset, change your life. Change your mindset, change your life. So if my mind is set on something, then that's why the result is what it is. Fast forward to when I found the business card underneath my chair in my car. I looked at it and I said, man, I'm not about to call this guy. Change your mindset, change your life. And that's why I called him. He invited me to a fit camp. I was like, I'm not about to go to some fit camp. Change your mindset, change your life. So I went to the fit camp. Then they invited me to a nutrition club. I don't have any money for gas. I'm not going to no nutrition club. Change your mindset, change your life. So that's why I went to the nutrition club. And then whenever he was talking to me about the business, I was like, there's no way that I'm going to do this business. Change your mindset, change your life by me doing the opposite of everything that I would never do. So I came into this company, and I come from a very negative background, negative family, negative friends. Seems like all these negative things just kept happening to me. I mean, car would break down, there would be breakups, there would be arguments, phone screen would crack. It seemed like life was mirroring my thoughts and how I felt about myself, and all these bad things that kept happening, or the bad things kept happening, were mirroring, they were literally mirroring like how I felt. So I didn't understand business. I didn't understand entrepreneurship. I had no idea that I would ever be successful in a company selling some vitamins and smoothies. That didn't make sense to me at all. But then I heard John C. Maxwell. He said, successful people are willing to do the things that unsuccessful people won't do. And I really want you to take these notes really quick. Notice how I said successful people are willing. Capitalize willing. Successful people are willing to do the things that unsuccessful people won't do. And when I heard that phrase, I was like, well, I'm unsuccessful. And it made me think about all the things that I don't want to do. I don't want to wake up early. I don't want to change the way I dress. I don't want to do this. I don't want to read books. I don't want to listen to people. I don't want to go to the seminar. Meanwhile, successful people were going to the seminar, reading books, actually caring about their appearance, taking notes, having goals, being kind to people, building people up. And when I heard successful people are willing to do the things that unsuccessful people won't do, he didn't say successful people are forced to do or are manipulated to do. He said successful people are willing to do. And when I heard that, that was my first stage of transformation, because then I actually started paying attention to people way different. And I started paying attention to successful people. And I'm looking at them, and everything that they were doing was nothing like I was doing. I had pride, ego, excuses. When people would blow past me in the marketing plan, I'd be like, oh, they're cheating. They're finding a way. Excuse me. And that's all I kept thinking about was, I should be successful, but then again, I wasn't willing to do anything that they were willing to do. So in that moment, I started paying attention to people that were successful and that I respected. They never stepped over trash to ask, how can I help? And when I said they would build people up, every time they would speak to people, they would pour life into them, say, you matter, you're important, you're special, you can do it. And I was trying to tear people down. So in the midst of all of this, I was surrounded by a community of successful people. And I had never been exposed to that environment. And I'm going to teach you the power of the environment can amplify somebody's growth 10 times. You take a little kid that's born in Asia who speaks Japanese or something like that, and day one move them to America and then put him in the American home and he's speaking English just by power of surroundings, domestication. The kid will grow up thinking that he's American and speaking English. But that's the power of being domesticated in a cultivated environment. So I was being domesticated inside of the Herbalife environment by positivity, people that are successful, people that are building people up, people that are contributing, And so shout out to Mark and Jill for creating that kind of environment. They work with high level of ethics and integrity, big on huge in ethics and integrity, because there are people, just because you're in Herbalife doesn't mean that like everybody's perfect. Everybody's not perfect inside of this company because you're dealing with humans. I just happen to come into an organization where people, Mark and Jill never told me to do shady things or anything. There was like high level of ethics and integrity, and all I did was watch them. I watched how they spoke to people. I watched how they dressed. I watched how they walked and everything. And I heard Jim Rohn say, success leaves clues. All right, cool. Well, I've been following broke people my whole life. That's people without money, if you don't understand what broke means. But I've been following broke people my whole life, so that might be the reason why I'm still in the same spot, because I've been following the wrong people. And I know there's some people out there like, right now, they're like, oh, I don't like to follow people. I'm my own person. To be a great leader, you must be a great follower. Let me say that again. To be a great leader, you must be a great follower, and you should always have somebody that can pull out of you what you can't pull out of yourself, because you can't be what you can't see. So here I am as a new person, new environment. I come in here and I see all of these people. I was like, oh, this is fake. This isn't real. And I take my first shake. Mind you, none of it was real to me until I had my very first sip. What people don't know is my whole entire life, I've been looking for family. My whole life. And when I took a sip, and the one food that reminds me of family is my grandmother's sweet potato pie. She passed away 4 years ago. But when I took a sip of the pumpkin spice shake, one sip, my very first sip, I start crying. And some people start laughing, but you don't understand. When you feel like you've been drowning your whole life, feeling alone, and then there's certain foods that remind you of your childhood, or songs or smells that elicit certain emotions inside of you. When I took a sip of the pumpkin spice, it reminded me exactly of my grandmother's sweet potato pie, which reminded me of when I felt family last. So all of a sudden, it was no longer Herbalife. It became family. That's all I could think about was family, 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 family. There was so much emotion inside of family that I completely forgot that I was living in my car and homeless at the time. Because I'm like, people are getting results off of something that tastes like family. Sign me up. And I didn't even have the money to sign up. And because I've never been a lazy person. I've never procrastinated. I just never knew where to put my energy. There was, she was president's team at the time, Heather Schwartz. She came up to me with tears in her eyes. And she said, thank you so much for how much you're inspiring everyone in this office. And no human had ever said that to me. I was a senior consultant. No one had ever said something like that to me. But what that did for me built so much confidence. It was like, oh, I make difference in people's lives. That's when I started getting into the personal development and studying John C. Maxwell, Tony Robbins, Eric Thomas, all these different people that are like world changers. Jim Rohn, Mark Hughes. So as I was going through that, I started learning the process of growth. And every time I overcame something, at every level, senior consultant, qualified, qualified producer, supervisor, active supervisor, world team, active world team, get 2.5, millionaire team, mil 7.5, president's team, 15K, 20K, 30K, 1 diamond, 2 diamonds, 3 diamonds. It's crazy now. I ain't gonna even tell you what K's we're in about to. This month is crazy. I'm gonna just put it like that. However, every single level I elevated, I had to overcome something. There was some kind of resistance that I faced. It was like a test. You get to the end of the year, and then you take a final exam to test you to see if you're ready for the next level, the next grade. Even if you're playing video games, at the end of the round in Super Mario Brothers, you face a dragon to test you to see if you comprehended the level that you just went through. Herbalife, for me, I can't speak for you guys, but for me, was the exact same. There was always some sort of resistance at every level. And I want you to write this down. Wherever you're stuck at is your school. Trying to teach you a lesson. And until you learn the lesson and pass the test, you're going to stay there. These are universal principles and laws that nobody can bypass. There's a reason why they don't put first graders in 5th grade for a reason. Because there must be tests that people pass. So, as I look through the levels of life, my levels inside of the business, my levels inside of life, it's interesting how when you look at the scale of distributor all the way to president's team, and then you look at the scale of kindergarten all the way to being a senior in high school, do you know that it's K through 12? And in Herbalife, distributor to president's team has 12 levels. And I was like, wow, there's all these tests and everything. And wherever you're stuck at, you might just keep failing the same test. At every level that I passed inside of Herbalife, there were a series of things that I did unconsciously. I didn't even realize it. There was a series of things that I did that I also did when I was living in my car and I got up out of my car, that I also did when I made some poor choices. I got in trouble, but there was a series of things that I did to get out. Even when I told you when I was living in my car, there was a series of things, and there's these 5 things. And when you connect the dots looking backwards on your life, I realized that every time I overcame something, these 5 things were present. And you know how Jim Rohn talks about the seasons of life? And I want to add on to that. You have the seasons of life, but there's always a storm. There's always a storm. And the storm is anything that causes resistance from where you are now to where you can be to get to the next level. Everyone has resistance. You have a dream, it unlocks the equal of its resistance that's been sent to test you to see if what you want is what you really want. So what I'm going to go into for the next some odd minutes, it's called Strategy Through the Storm. Write this down. It's 5 keys that will help you get through the storm, through any storm, through a relationship storm, through a money storm, through a business storm, through the Herbalife resistance storm, through the quarantine storm. So many people are at home and it's like, I can't do my business because I'm at home. What? Everybody's at home. If you got a phone, you got a business. You got internet, you have a business. You talk to people, you have a business. So there's always going to be a storm. And this is a strategy through the storm. This was present at every level. Even in the last 4 years, where I've been at 30K, 3 diamonds, I was like, man, what is there to learn? What is there to learn? Boom. Next thing you know, I earned the trust back with my daughter. I got my daughter back. Boom. And right after I got my daughter back, I attracted my soulmate and got married. I am the most, in the past, single guy who would never commit to anything or anyone ever. And I'm married, happily married, and we're talking about having kids already. That doesn't even make sense. It makes sense now because I'm a completely different person. However, who I became in the last 4 years, I didn't even realize it. Those 5 things that I'm about to talk about were present. And I passed my test from the last 4 years that I had kept failing. And it's so interesting that now I had been 30K, my business dropped, and then all of a sudden we're back to 30K and we're tracking for 40 and 50 and 60K this month. Interesting. Is that by accident, or could it be matching who I am as a person? Who I've been, because I've developed into the kind of person who can earn my daughter's trust. If you focus on these 5 keys, it will amplify your business at whatever level that you're at right now. Okay, 5 keys, the strategy through the storm. Number 1, acceptance. Until you accept what is, you will never get to the space of what will be. Because if you're in denial of what's going on, denial, it's like you're hanging on to the past. So even with this pandemic right now, there's people like, oh, I can't wait for it to go back to normal. It's not going back to normal to exactly how it was. You gotta accept that. And once you accept that, you create a space in your mind, body, and soul to then start, okay, so once I accept it, what can I do? How can I operate? What can I create? But you can't create from denial, because creation is the eyes into the future. You're trying to create from denial, you're recycling the past. So, number 1 is acceptance. Allow yourself to surrender and accept what it is. If your downline is quitting on you, you've got to accept that you might be the issue, not them. It's like, oh my God, my downline quit. They won't get on the call. They want this. They want that. Well, what are you doing? Because the common denominator in all of them is you. Surrender, and I accept that I get to change me. Something about me's got to change. And that's why Mahatma Gandhi, also quoted by Jim Rohn, says, be the change you wish to see in the world. You be the change. But you can't be the change unless you accept that you get to change. So number 1 is acceptance. Number 2, build/create. It's a shame that people have to fear dying to want to change their lives. and to want to be healthy. So I'm out on the front of this. I'm on the front line too. We're preventers. So they don't have, like, we don't claim to cure anything, but the healthier you are, the less frequent you go to the hospital. That is a fact. Why? Because creation is the eyes into the future. 100%. You don't get into the future from the eyes of the past. You learn the lesson from the past, but you use the eyes of the future to actually propel you forward. But the person who's out building and creating and showing that no rain, sleet, snow, no season is going to stop you. Why? Because you're on a mission to do something, like with your life and with your purpose, with your mission. When you're out there doing that, you become a light in a world of darkness. So that's number 2, build and create. Number 3, this is my favorite. This is a quote from Bruce Lee. Be water. Be water. Let me explain. Okay, so there's 75% water in the world. Interesting how there's 75% water in our body, 80% water in our brain, which means we're mostly of water. So we're designed to move and we're designed to flow. So when we're flowing, we actually are a part of nature. So when you be water, what happens is you then start navigating beyond the barrier. Can you imagine water going down a river? It's like, oh, I'm going down a river. I'm on a mission. There's a boulder. Oh, no, there's a boulder. And I'm just going to stay here for the rest of my life and complain about the boulder. No, what does the water do? It shapes and it shifts and it figures out a way to get around the boulder so that it can keep moving forward in the direction of its mission. So if we're mainly water, why would we not do the same thing? So, number 3, be water. Number 4, y'all ready for this one? Connect. Get off your text. Get on FaceTime. Get on Skype. Get on Zoom. They are craving connections. So whenever you feel stuck or there's like resistance or you're like, I don't know, find a way to connect with people. Go play with go around some babies, go around some puppies or something so you can get that youthful energy and that youthful spirit or something. Look at some pictures of some puppies, for crying out loud. But like connect, make a list. Like I'll give you an example. I made a list, something like this. I was like, man, during this quarantine, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna intentionally connect with my family. So what did I do? I wrote a little circle for my mom, another circle for my dad. Okay, my mom had 6 brothers and sisters. I wrote down all of their names, all of their kids' names, and then the same thing with my dad, and I just wrote this little list of all of my cousins, my cousins' cousins, my uncles, and during this quarantine, at least once or twice a day, I'm reaching out to people, hey, I just wanted to follow up with you, see how you're doing, and there's nothing like that relationship with like family. It does something to my soul. Maybe not for you, but for me, just for me connecting also strengthens the muscle of connecting with people. A lot of times people are afraid to talk to people because they're not used to connecting. However, we just happen to be in a relationship-based business. So if you avoid connecting, I can tell you how the next year and a half is going to go for your team and your business. You won't have one. So when you flex the muscle of connecting and allowing yourself to truly be with people and learn about people and truly be genuinely curious and connect with people. But here's the most important person to connect with, yourself. Because you can't give what you don't have. You can't give what you don't have. So a few things that you can do to connect are some affirmations in the morning. Affirmations when you're affirming who you are. And if you don't tell yourself who you are, you'll allow other people to tell you who you think they think you are. And that's basically putting yourself inside of a jail cell, because you're living for other people and not yourself. So affirmations is like, I am powerful, I am beautiful, I am amazing, I am successful in every area of my life. You know, I'm thriving. I am this person. I am anything after I am is creating your life. So when you say I am something that's powerful, you're actually pouring into yourself. So you're allowing yourself to connect with yourself. And when you do that, then you can give to other people, but they're benefiting from the overflow that you first give to yourself. So this is the season of connecting, especially when you're in the eye of the storm. It's like, how can I connect? Because you get to pour into yourself. That's number 4. Number 5, big one. Lock into your mission and do not deviate. Lock into your mission and do not deviate. Now, by being in your mission, that doesn't mean that life is not going to take you all over the place. But when you have your mission at the forefront, everything that comes to you while you're locked into your mission, that is there specifically to shape you and cultivate you so that you can be strong enough to sustain at the next level. So when you lock into your mission and do not deviate, you lock into the dream, your dream creates you. You create the dream creates you. You create the mission creates you because of who you become through the process. Now, here's the bonus. Trust the process. So you have your 5 stages. You have your 5 stages. And your number 1 stage is acceptance. Number 2, build/create. Number 3, be wata. Number 4, connect. Number 5, lock into your mission and do not deviate. Here's the deal. Now here's your bonus. Trust the process. Because the process is going to shape you into somebody that you never thought was possible. And it looks a lot like this. I'm 40 years old. I'll be 41 in July. Yes, my products work. But when I was 5 years old, my teacher said, "You're class of 98. I didn't know what class of 98 was. And so every single year, they'd be like, oh, class of 98, class. It wasn't until I got a little bit later on in high school, I'm like, oh, we're going to graduate high school in 98. So they gave us a vision that we energetically locked into. And what did that do? Kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth. It kept you in that line. But guess what? You had tests along the way. You had struggles along the way. You had bullies along the way. However, the one common denominator was the fact that class of 98 was the thing that kept you strung along. Well, guess what? The word president's team is the same way. Millionaire team is the same way. So when you, and whatever it is that you want to do for your family, it's the same way. So you stay locked into your mission. If you come to me with an idea that has nothing to do with my mission, you will get zero of my energy. Herbalife was the platform that allowed me to do what I've always wanted to do. So when you lock into your mission, it's going to take you so many places. However, you will eventually get there when you don't quit, you put your best foot forward, and you just stay locked into your vision, because you're going to grow through that process. And we're all in a process right now. Every single person on this call, on this line, all thousands of y'all, we're all in a process. The thing about it is you don't have to be alone. You don't have to do it by yourself. Michael Jordan could not have won any of those championships without a team. David Beckham, he'd be a great footballer. Now imagine him with no team. He's like one of those viral guys. Somebody who went viral on social media, but all you have to show for is your skills, but there is no championship, there's no nothing. So that's my invitation to you. Try on life from this lens. No one's gonna escape. No one, not one person on this call. You'll never be able to escape a storm. You'll have a storm in money. You have a storm in relationships. You have a storm in your marriage. You have a storm with your kids. You have a storm. Why? Because you're dealing with humans that have all of those storms. However, if you learn how to navigate through any storm, you'll have tools to teach people how to navigate as well. Because anything you grow through now becomes a stencil of what you can teach other people. And what makes a great leader is not because you say so. What makes a great leader is when they can lead themselves and then teach other people. And when other people are learning from what you're teaching and they teach other people, that is a great leader. And it never stops. Somebody asked me the other day, it was like, Garrain, you have everything. You've got the money, you've got the cars, you got the house, you have everything. I'm like, the essence of life is growth. So like, what's your next big challenge and storm? I was like, you ever try being married to an extremely powerful person? Most powerful people are single. I know them because they're all my friends. So imagine being me, a really powerful person, married to somebody who's equally as powerful, if not even more powerful. Oh my goodness. I've never been in that space before. So us learning how to collaborate, us learning how to truly be in essence of this union. Not like operating separate. Yes, we're separate people, but in the terms of relationship and union, there is a collaboration out of that. It's one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do in my life. And I love it. Why? Because I'm committed to the process. I'm committed to going like far beyond my flesh. That's the thing. I'm committed to the commitment, not my feelings. Oh, I don't feel like it. She's so difficult, or I'm so difficult, or no. I'm committed, period. And I invite you to take this exact same attitude inside of this business. Now, here's the deal, and I'm going to close with this. Commitment looks very different than kinda or toe dipping, kinda, sorta. You kinda anything, you'll get kinda result. Commitment looks different. Commitment smells different. Try on this commitment outfit and see what could happen if for the next 2 years you give it your all. And whenever you get out of line, get back on the horse. See what that would be like. What if, I'm not saying that this would happen, but what if you gave the next 2 to 4 years your absolute all, and it could set up the next 20 to 30 years of your life? What would that be worth? What would it be worth? That's a question I invite you to ask yourself. What is the next 2 to would it be worth giving my all 2 to 4 years to set up the next 20 years of my life in the way I actually want to live, in the way I want my business to truly be? It can be longer, but we'll take it in stages. They don't give babies pre-calculus. This is the ABC conversation so that we can navigate our way through any storm, teach people, lead people, tell, show, try, do, and take this company to 10 billion, because trust me, it's on its way. I got friends in other multi-level marketing companies, and I'm talking to them, and I'm just like, yo, man, how's it going? It's like, man, it's not. It's like, it's like, what are y'all's companies doing? How many calls do y'all have a week? And da-da-da. They're like, man, it's just like, I feel like everything is gone. I've 6 of my friends from 6 different multi-level marketing companies, and like their top earners are down. It's like the company is down. They don't have the back-end system. Listen, let me tell you something. Our company, Herbalife, has I don't know what corporate was eating, but whatever corporate has been eating, they have had our backs through this process like nothing I have ever seen. I've been talking to people, even our CEO, Dr. John Aguinobi, like all the S&P, the Founder Circle, the Chairman's Club. I'm talking about call after call after call after call after call, just to make sure that you can have a product so that you can sell and feed your family. And if that don't give you no confidence, we have what the world needs right now. So thank you for allowing me to share my 5 keys and the strategy through the storm, briefly share my story. Needless to say, we have so many Ks coming. We have another diamond coming. Diamonds 5 and 6 are coming at the same time. And I'm excited for everything that you guys got going on too, because I hear that like records are being set out there. UK and all these other countries are on fire, and I'm excited to be in partnership with each and every one of y'all. And let's take it to 10. I'm going to say skip the 10 billion because it's going to happen anyways. Might as well just go to 15. Let's go to 15 billion and make sure your kids can eat. So thank y'all for having me on. I cannot wait to see y'all in person and give you an extra long hug. And if we ain't allowed to hug yet, give you an extra long elbow dap or something. And let's take it to the next level, y'all. Love you, grateful for you, excited for you. Add me on Instagram, Garrain.Jones, and we'll take it from there. Love y'all. Take care.
Wow, thank you so much, Garrain Jones. Absolutely incredible, massively inspired at this end, and I'm sure the thousands of people that are online right now are absolutely blown out of their minds. You know, I feel like I just want to get up earlier tomorrow and go. You know, what's achievable in this business through the vision that you've set is absolutely insane. So, guys, you know, please give a virtual round of applause for Garrain Jones there. Absolutely incredible section. And I just want to make a few announcements now, guys, because we've got a lot going on in the UK right now. And, you know, this business where we've gone online is just absolutely incredible. We've moved into a world which is absolutely rocket propelling our business, and some things that are coming up. So today has not finished yet, guys. We have the BBS today, which has been an incredible day, but tonight at 8 p.m. we have the incredible President's Team member Sarah Green delivering us a section at 8 p.m. for the Super Sunday. So if you want to jump on there, guys, hear Sarah Green's incredible story and just get up to date with what's going on in the UK and what we've got on the plate for you guys to plug into. Tune into that call at 8 o'clock tonight. And again, now coming up, we have something very exciting. We have the Spring Spectacular, guys. We have taken this online because this was going to be one of the biggest events of the year, and it's going to be even bigger because we're going online. You don't have to get the childcare, you don't have to book the travel, the hotels. We're going online. It's next weekend. It's going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, spread over the weekend. So you're going to tune in, hear some of the top people from all over the country speaking on that live call, guys. It's going to be absolutely insane. So make sure that you tune in on that. You'll have the link. All you got to do is register and make sure you're on that call with your notepad and pen ready to be inspired, get excited, make sure your team's on that call as well. Okay, so this takes us into the last part, the last promotion, which is our next BBS call. And we've gone and pulled it out of the bag with another incredible guest speaker. So this call is going to be on the 7th of June, and it's going to be no other than President's team member, 15K, all the way from the USA, Jennifer Michelli! Yes, Jennifer Michelli. I've been so excited to hear this lady speak. You know, for a long time in the business, I've been admiring her on social media and everything that she was doing out in the USA. And it has been, it's going to be absolutely incredible for me to listen to her. And I know that everybody's going to love it. So, again, I want to thank everybody that's taken part in this BBS Online today. It's been absolutely phenomenal. All our speakers, all our panelists, well done to everybody that's been recognised for moving up the marketing plan. And a special thank you to our special guest speaker, Garrain Jones. What an incredible section. I'm inspired. I know everybody else on the call is inspired. And I cannot wait for the next call, guys. So have a fantastic day. Stay safe in lockdown. We love you all. And we'll see you on the next call.
So, I just got rejected for the 5th time in a row. I was talking to this girl, and she said she wanted to lose weight, and I told her I was going to help her. She was like, I don't want any of your herba juice. And I was just like, man, I was trying so many different angles, and I kept getting shot down. So I had to pull out what I knew was going to work, and that was my relentless pursuit to get her on a plan. Let's go. Hey, hey, hey. Girl, these results, they come in handy. Baby girl, what's happening? You wanna change your body? Let's go on and make it happen. Drop 100 on the shakes, drop it for me. Get in shape and lose the weight you want. Don't stop for nothing. I'll rent a beach house in Miami. Mark Hughes Vision Plenty. Jim Rohn on that PD. Shake parties while branded. Drop 100 on the shakes, drop it for me. We dropping inches off your waist, cause you wanna tone it. See a frown on your face, wanna put a smile on it. Anything you want, we can 3-day trial on it. You deserve it, girl, you deserve it all. And I'm gonna give it to you. Wild berries and cream tonight, blended with water and ice. That's how I like my Herbalife, my Herbalife. That's how I like my Herbalife, my Herbalife. So you've been down, it's alright. Change your mindset, change your life. That's how I like my Herbalife, my Herbalife. That's how I like my Herbalife. Let's change your life. Yo, Herbalife's the greatest, and there's no competition. I'ma get some muscular defense if you ever need help to see the vision. And we say lose weight now, ask me how. So fit, fam, can I get a pow, pow? If you want that summer body, everybody looking at you like, wow. I got my personal consumption, gotta do my customer direct. And we know that if you do the work, then on the 15th you see a check. I tried to sign up my friend, he said, why should I say yes? I said, go ask Tina Turner, she said, we simply the best. Oh yes, I got results, I don't know if you notice. Oh yes, I'm so focused, yeah, I'm total controlling. I need a shake, yeah. Think about maybe I should go bananas. Where's my manners? Yeah, welcome to Accademy. And cream tonight, blended with water and ice. That's how I like my Herbalife, my Herbalife, my Herbalife, my Herbalife. So you've been down, it's alright. Change your mindset, change your life. That's how I like my Herbalife, my Herbalife. That's how I like my Herbalife. Let's change your life. You say you wanna go. tonight. Blended with water and ice. That's how I like my Herbalife. My Herbalife. That's how I like my Herbalife. My Herbalife. So you've been down, it's alright. Change your mindset, change your life. That's how I like my Herbalife. My Herbalife. That's how I like my Herbalife. Let's change your life.